So let's go ahead and cover. We are going to actually watch Israeli media chat. You guys already know. I always encourage you guys to watch it all. So we got some Israeli media here that we're going to watch.
In a secret and secured location, the Security Cabinet is meeting today to receive a briefing on military plans to capture Gaza City. Now, although there's reported pressure from security chiefs, the cabinet is insisting on bringing up the issue of negotiations. As for the offer accepted by Hamas 2 weeks ago, it is day 695 of the war in Gaza, and the IDF is now declaring Gaza City a full-fledged war zone, and reports are confirming the killing of the notorious Hamas spokesperson. Here's more with ILTV's Steve Leibowitz.
It's now confirmed that the target of an Israeli strike in Gaza yesterday, Hamas spokesman Abu Obeida.
Now, this guy is very famous in the Arab world. Anytime you guys see Hamas give a press conference, it's always this dude in the red and the red keffiyeh, whatever, that does it, and he always points the finger like this, right? So Israel's been after this guy for a very long time.
Biden is dead. The army
to live 20 years, right, while fighting the Israelis is incredible. I don't know how the fuck he made it so long without getting assassinated. And they tried many times before and failed.
Targeted the notorious senior Hamas spokesman a number of times during the war, and now the masked voice of the terrorists, a symbol of their resistance, is gone. The death of the spokesman comes at the same time that Hamas finally confirmed.
And this is a major escalation on the side of Hamas. And, like I said before, what the Israelis do is they weaken all the other powers, then they attack Iran. This is why I predict that they're going to attack Iran any fucking week now at this point. Because now with the spokesperson gone, Hamas has effectively been, defeated for the most part, right? They're very weak right now. Hezbollah has been weakened. And then the Houthis, their leadership, I say that with air quotes, was destroyed.
Confirmed the death of former Hamas leader Mohammed Sinwar. This after he was killed in an airstrike in May. The IDF had long ago confirmed that Sinwar was dead. It's day 695 of the war in Gaza. With the IDF invasion of Gaza City approaching, the IDF declared the area as a full-fledged war zone. The army ended special, localized ceasefires in Gaza City. Those ceasefires remain in effect in the Al-Mawasi area and parts of central and southern Gaza to allow civilians access to humanitarian aid. Israel has greatly increased the flow of aid to reduce the risk of food insecurity.
Okay, so as you guys can see, we already got some of the fucking Hasbara going on over here, which is basically Jewish propaganda, Israeli propaganda. They're over here saying like, oh yeah, we're dropping off all this food or whatever. When they drop this food off like this, guys, like it lands in random ass places. And what ends up happening is when it lands, people fucking run towards it trying to get it. And then people end up fighting and attacking each other trying to get it. So like they're like animals trying to get this stuff because they've been getting starved for a while. But the Israelis will sit there and tell you, oh no, we're dropping off food. Yeah, we're giving so much aid. Not really. And this way of dispensing the aid is fucking it's extremely dehumanizing.
That restriction no longer applies in Gaza City. The IDF continues sending messages to Gaza City residents to leave, but so far with limited success. Israeli officials say that until now, only 10,000 out of 1 million residents have evacuated from northern Gaza. This is more slowly than anticipated. Over the weekend, the IDF intensified its ground campaign across the Gaza Strip, hitting dozens of terror-related targets. In southern Gaza, troops eliminated Hamas gunmen, while in Khan Yunis, troops are asserting control over the Magen Oz axis, a strategic corridor linking the east and western parts of the city. The army confirmed that it struck and killed Mohammed al-Aswad, a top Hamas security leader in Gaza. The army also announced the elimination of the most senior ISIS figure in Gaza, Abu Obeida. He was responsible for policy.
So he was head of the Palestine district of ISIS terror organization strip in the Gaza Strip.
And overseeing activities across Gaza, Judea and Samaria, and Sinai. 7 Israeli soldiers were wounded when their armored personnel carrier drove over an explosive device in Zaytun. Meanwhile, the IDF announced the death of an IDF reservist killed in suspected friendly fire in southern Gaza. He was the 900th fallen soldier since the start of the war. The fallen soldier was identified as Sergeant First Class Ariel Lubliner, 34, from Kiryat Bialik. According to initial reports, Lubliner was killed by a bullet fired accidentally by another soldier. And in Jerusalem, the cabinet is meeting today to discuss the war in Gaza. Ahead of the meeting, cabinet ministers said that the phased hostage release and ceasefire deal proposal that has been put to Israel is no longer an option that Jerusalem will pursue. The cabinet has yet to formally discuss the proposed deal crafted by U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff and approved by Jerusalem last month, preferring instead to push forward with plans to capture and control Gaza City.
Thanks, Steve, for that report. And the bodies of 2 Israeli hostages were recovered in a special operation by the IDF in Shin Bet inside of Gaza, bringing...
And you guys remember, Shin Bet is their FBI.
The total number of hostages now in captivity to 48. It comes as Prime Minister Netanyahu shares horrifying unseen footage from October 7th that shows the barbarity and level of depravity Hamas terrorists operate under. Here's what else you need to know. In a special, complex rescue operation carried out by IDF soldiers and special forces using precise intelligence, the bodies of Ilan Weiss and Idan Shtivi were located in Gaza. The IDF first confirmed on Friday they identified the body of 55-year-old Weiss, and during the operation, they located findings linked to another deceased hostage. Weiss was declared missing for 3 months after October 7th, before his death was confirmed in January 2024. On the morning of that Black Saturday, Weiss, who was part of the emergency response team on Kibbutz Be'eri, went out to open the weapons armory for members to protect and defend the kibbutz that day. His family never heard from him again, and it was determined Hamas terrorists killed him on October 7th and dragged his body into Gaza. His wife Shiri and daughter Noga were also kidnapped, but were released in November of 2023. On Saturday night, following a complex identification process at Abu Kabir Forensic Institute in Jaffa, Prime Minister Netanyahu announced the second hostage they recovered as 28-year-old Idan Shtivi, calling him, quote, a man of great courage and heart. Shtivi just arrived at the Nova Music Festival on October 7th when chaos erupted and the peaceful spot became overrun by Hamas terrorists. Shtivi managed to evacuate and save lives of several concert goers before he was ultimately murdered and his body was dragged into Gaza. It's been 695 days since Hamas's horrifying and inhumane attack on Israel, killing more than 12.
Yeah, notice how they never talk about what led to October 7th. They only always start at October 7th. But this is Israeli media for you guys. That's why, I try to show y'all everything. Right now, this is Israeli TV chat.
1,200 Israelis in heinous ways, injuring thousands more and inflicting tremendous, deep mental scars on the innocent. Alongside the family, Netanyahu released video from that horrible morning, which was part of the 45-minute unedited video shown to journalists.
Okay, so let's talk about this video. So this 45-minute video, okay, I've seen parts of it. I've been trying to find it again, right, to watch it over. But this 45-minute video, right, is a compilation of GoPro footage and other footage taken from what happened on October 7th. Now, I want to be clear about this. In this 45-minute video, there's no beheaded babies. There's no babies in ovens. There's no mass grape, as they claimed. None of that stuff is in this video. Okay? And I remember they first released this in late 2023 into 2024. Okay? And when they first released this video, right, it was only to journalists, Israeli journalists. No one else could see it. Then it made its way around. I got to find it, but it is out there somewhere on the internet. But in this video, I think Suleiman watched the full thing. There is a part where they're killing one of the male kibbutz guys in the stuff, right? I'm not sitting here trying to tell you guys like, oh yeah, like Hamas are innocent. No, obviously terrible things are depicted in the video, but, and I think this is extremely important that you guys understand this. It does not rise to the level of the atrocities that Israel used to justify their current military campaign. Babies in ovens, beheaded babies, and mass grapes. None of that is in here. All lies. And I've debunked a lot of this stuff for you guys already before in other podcasts. But it is important for you guys to realize that there is a 45-minute video out there that was released only to the media, and even this video doesn't show the bullshit that they're talking about.
Early on in the war. So grotesque, the video was not released to the public. The newly released portion
You can find it if you got to connect.
of the video shows the Tassa family in their home in a moshav on the border of Gaza, which shows their 46-year-old father Gil with his two sons running to their bomb shelter outside before a terrorist threw a grenade inside of it, killing him. In their underwear, the two young boys were grabbed by terrorists and led towards the home, still in their underwear with their father's blood on top of them. As they go back inside, screaming for their father, a terrorist inside their kitchen takes a drink from their fridge. Quote, "Shay, I think we're going to die," says one of the boys. They survived, but one of them lost vision in his eye.
Joining us now to discuss the developments on the war in Gaza is Major General Reserves Gershon HaKohen. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you. I'm with you happily.
First off, let's talk about these reports of Abu Obeida. We're actually hearing right now the defense minister confirmed the Hamas spokesperson is dead, believed to be dead. We thought earlier in the day from these Israeli airstrikes, but it is now confirmed. Right now, Israel is taking out prominent leadership like this. Does this...
And the reason why is because they're trying to get as many things done as possible before they go to war officially with Iran. This is what Israel always does. They try to get rid of all the other proxies first. Then they go ahead and try to actually launch the real attack onto Iran, who is their main enemy.
Bolden Hamas and its supporters when these leaders are eliminated by Israel? And what comes after an elimination like this?
Nothing operationally will come after, but it is a great achievement because he is an icon for Hamas. He is a talent.
Well, not just in Hamas. This guy is revered all across the Muslim world, right? There's like posters. This nigga is like a rock star to them. Look, see. So, and then they figured out who his what he really looks like in his real name. Shortly after October 7th. This was the IDF that put this out.
Right, if these operations continue. Now, the IDF and Shin Bet also recovered the bodies of these two hostages in Gaza just last week. We don't know many details about this operation and the intelligence that led them there and where they found the bodies. But what can you tell us in general about these operations to recover the bodies of hostages like these?
The details are not important because not only they are a secret, but also because what's really important is the fact that with our presence in Gaza and with our insistence to go ahead to fight, we are getting more information and we can really succeeding to come to release more and more hostages. So everyone that we're succeeding to find in our own effort, it is a huge achievement.
And once again, massive protests are still going on in Israel. I think there was another big one like a day or two ago with like 100,000 plus people or some shit like that. There's still massive protests. And the reason why, guys, because as Israel goes into this last phase with Operation, it's called Operation Gideon's Chariots. They're doing phase 2 of it right now. They plan to occupy the strip after this. And for them to take the strip fully and be able to fully occupy it, they're going to need an even more aggressive bombing campaign. And they're afraid that this bombing campaign is going to kill the remainder of the hostages.
Even though it is just one and another one, and still there are 40.
Because even the Israelis know that a lot of the hostages that have been killed weren't killed by Hamas. They were killed by the IDF.
8 hostages inside, it is a lot. But we have the hope that we will succeed.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Appreciate your time and perspective.
Okay, thank you very much.
Jerusalem, 1913. There's an epidemic. Up to 90
members of his cabinet, with Israel calling the operation.
Okay, before we're going to cover the Houthis here in a second, but before I do that, Let's see this real quick. And then I got another video here as well.
Israel says it has killed.
Focusing on Abu Obeida real quick, then we'll go on to the Houthis.
Israel says it has killed the spokesperson of Hamas's armed wing, Abu Obeida. A masked voice since at least 2007. His death marks the loss of one of Hamas's leading figures. Obeida, whose real name according to Israeli military is Hudayfa al-Khalut, gave his last statement Friday. As Israel began the initial stages of a new military offensive in Gaza City, now declared a combat zone. Its defense minister confirmed online that Obeida had been killed in a targeted attack on Saturday, adding it would continue to target top commanders. Soon, as the campaign in Gaza intensifies, he will meet many more of his partners in crime. A joint IDF and Israeli security agency statement published in local media called him one of Hamas's last remaining senior figures from before its unprecedented attack on southern Israel in 2023.
Under his command, Hamas's propaganda apparatus was responsible for spreading footage of the atrocities of the October 7th massacre using footage taken by Hamas terrorists. Additionally, he was also responsible for distributing incitement videos across the Arab world and among the Palestinian public, encouraging them to commit similar acts of terrorism.
The spokesperson is the latest of Hamas's top military and political leadership to be assassinated by Israel. Its army chief of staff has also vowed to target Hamas figures abroad.
All right. And then
Israel declared Hamas's spokesperson, Hudayfa Samir, alias Abu Obeida,
there's location,
dead on Sunday.
location.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made the announcement during
lost. As the IDF's offensive in
sorry, Chad. My bad.
a weekly cabinet meeting. The IDF struck a building in the Gaza Strip on August 30th, in which Obeida was present.
And I posted about this on X, by the way, too. This airstrike fucked up a lot of kids.
Israel's intelligence agency, Shin Bet, claimed that they targeted a senior Hamas official without naming who the target was. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, said that the operation was carried out jointly by Shin Bet and military intelligence. The IDF took the entire day to confirm the death of Obeida.
Yeah, because they had tried like 6 or 7 times before and they didn't get him.
Reports indicate that Obeida was at home to meet his family when he was targeted. His wife and 3 children were also reportedly killed in the attack.
Oh, fuck.
But
man.
local reports
That sucks.
deny Israel's claims. Quoting Hamas leaders, local media reports say that Obeida is still alive.
All right. Israel carried out a strike on Abu Obeida. This is Netanyahu speaking right now for those of you that are listening. It says Israel carried out a strike on Abu Obeida, spokesman for the armed wing of Hamas. The Ezedine al-Qassam Brigade, we still don't know the final result. I hope he is no... And guys, by the way, al-Qassam Brigades, that is the military wing of Hamas. So anytime you hear someone say al-Qassam, they're referring to the military wing of Hamas. So Netanyahu said, I hope he is no longer with us, but I noticed that there is no one to address this. So he's making a joke. Oh, you know, I wish someone would address this, but it seems like there's no one around. So he's making a joke like, oh, the spokesperson's gone. There's no one to address this question on the Hamas side.
Obeida became the spokesman of Hamas's military wing, the Al-Qassam Brigades, in 2004. He rose to prominence in 2006 when he announced the kidnapping of IDF soldier Gilad Shalit.
That's what I told you guys earlier. 1,000 people, dude. They traded.
Since then, Abu Obeida has been the face of Al-Qassam. He would always appear with his face covered in Hamas's official videos. Obeida had released his last statement on August 29th, when he threatened Israel over its military operation in the Gaza Strip. His assassination comes a day after Hamas's military wing, the Al-Qassam Brigades, carried out multiple attacks on the IDF. In Gaza's Zaytun area, the group carried out 4 ambush attacks on the IDF. Multiple Israeli soldiers died, at least 11 were injured, and 4 were taken prisoner.
Okay, so I heard this news as well. that a couple of IDF soldiers were taken as prisoners. Now, the Israeli government denied this claim, but for obvious reasons, they're going to deny it because the last thing Israel needs now are more fucking hostages. Okay, that is literally the last thing they need at this point. So, unless Hamas does like a video showing those hostages, they're going to deny.
Al-Qassam had targeted the IDF's 933rd Nahal Brigade. One IDF soldier was killed while 4 went missing. The IDF reportedly lost connection with 4 soldiers after the attack. Despite multiple attempts to find the soldiers, the IDF had to retreat from the area. Reports say that the IDF issued a Hannibal directive so that Hamas didn't take the Israeli soldiers prisoner.
And you guys watch me, you guys know what the Hannibal directive is.
The Hannibal directive is the name of a controversial procedure used by the IDF to prevent the capture of Israeli soldiers by enemy forces. Soon after the attack, Hamas,
which means they will shoot and kill their own soldiers to prevent them from being captured because being captured could create some serious problem for them, and it creates a diplomatic nightmare of them having to do a hostage negotiation.
Hamas released a picture of an IDF soldier captured by its fighters. This raised speculation that Hamas might have captured the other 3 soldiers in the attack as well. Israeli officials have not commented on the captive
Of course they're not gonna.
Soldiers yet. On the same day,
chat, you said some of the they're dead. I'll tell you guys this: them being alive is way more beneficial for Hamas than having them dead, for obvious reasons.
Hamas launched its second attack on the IDF's 162nd Division in Khan Yunis's Hamad area. The third ambush targeted the IDF's 84th Jivati and 401st.
And this is Hamas videos that you guys are seeing here. Anytime they got the little red arrows, that's like their signifier. That means that person is going to get deleted.
Yet. On the same day, Hamas launched its second attack on the IDF's
so you can see here
162nd Division in Khan Yunis.
And they put 3 red things here. This is probably one of their videos.
This is Hamad area. The third ambush targeted the IDF's 84th Jivati and 401st Armored Brigade. Israeli media claimed that the August 29th attack was one of the deadliest since October 2023. As Israel plans to intensify its military operations and occupy the Gaza Strip, experts have warned of severe consequences. Military strategists have warned that there would be more casualties among the IDF.
Yeah, because this is the last leg of it, and this is probably like the last stronghold for Hamas. So this is obviously going to be a very dangerous operation for these guys.
If Netanyahu continues with the takeover plan, they have warned that Hamas's guerrilla warfare tactics will be difficult for the IDF to tackle.
So yeah, I've heard this as well, that they kidnapped, even though we haven't gotten like confirmation, but you know, they're definitely not going to confirm it unless Hamas comes out with a video, because then they'll have to address it.